So, when I was 13 years old, I started cutting myself. It was the worst experience I could have possibly gone through. A friend did it for me first. Like, he had a compass in the back of math class, and he hit my arm right here and right here, just as like a joke, mocking one of the other children in our classroom, whose name I won't release, but it was terrible of us. We were horrible about it. We were always mean to him because he had no friends, and he obviously had family problems, and he definitely cut himself all the time. I was in grade 7. I didn't do it again for a long time. It was like, that was the middle of the year. And in the summer, I did it again, just picked it up, and I was like, maybe it's better this way. And I cut a huge R into my side to remember that people aren't always going to be there for you, and that everyone's going to hurt you. I definitely, when I did it, I thought, you know, I'll just scratch it. It won't hurt, it won't bleed, no one will notice. And it worked. It did. It worked for a while, but at some point that stopped being enough, and I had to start again. I used push pins, which are these little things. You normally use them to stick stuff on a clipboard, or a corkboard, and got really deep with those. It was very productive for me. In grade 8, I slowed down. I stopped almost for a really long time. There was about 25 days, pretty much, where I was only scratching it. It's not easy to overcome it. Definitely not. So that 25 days was really hard on me. Like, extremely hard. Like, couldn't breathe kind of hard. And I had a boyfriend for that time who didn't know. And I didn't want him to know. It would have just left worse marks on him. So I let it go. And, but halfway through grade 8, after like those 25 days were over, I couldn't do it any longer. I had to start again. I had to do it again. I had to feel again. I lost someone close to me. And that was the answer. I went through the summer of grade 8 doing it. Went through all of grade 9 doing it. And here I am today. Today is 1 week exactly before I start school. And today is also a really big milestone for me. It's 35 days of fighting and still being clean. Today I am 35 days clean of cutting, and I've never been more proud of myself. This is for those people out there who are like me and thought, this is my only answer. This is the only way to feel anything. And the truth is, it's not. I'm not gonna lie to you about it. When you stop, you feel more. There will always be scars, and there will always be memories. You are afraid your children will grow up like you. You are afraid that everyone around you is going to turn on you all of a sudden. And I know, because I've been there, and I've done that, and I've seen the world from both ends of the table. I have a best friend who's a drug addict, a cutter, suicidal. He's messed up. But you know what? I love him, and 35 days ago, if he told me something like he was high, I wouldn't have been able to handle it. And I would have picked up a razor blade, and I would have just destroyed myself, honestly. And now I have the common knowledge to be upset about it and to cry about it, but to not feel the need that I need to do that to myself. It's honest. It's being honest with yourself. You don't want this for the rest of your life, believe it or not. And call me crazy, but you don't want your life to end. You want to feel something, or you want to escape something. And the best way to do that is to not, it's not to cut yourself. It's not the answer. It'll never be the answer. The answer is get some friends, get some family members, get those people that you can trust all together, and just tell those few people that you're struggling. If you can avoid starting, you can avoid having to try and quit. 35 days ago, I was not shaking. I was not sick. I was not suffering puking spells. But the thing is, I'm still better than I've ever been. I don't have to turn to a razor blade. I don't have to turn to a knife. I don't have to turn to a push pin. I don't have to turn to anything to make me feel beautiful. I am me, and I can't change that. That's who I am. And the scars on my body, they're my past. They'll never be anything but. They're not an attachment anymore. I don't need them, but I have them. And you know what? If my children grow up to be like me, I'll know the signs before they get too far. And I'll be able to explain to them, sit down and explain to them, you know what? I turn to this too. And look at me, I'm okay. You know, it's a fight every day to not do it. But I'd rather not do it and fight that battle with my friends than sit by myself in a dark room fighting with my own mind on why I'm hurting myself. And I hope that if you do have the problem, if you have this problem, that you stop for a minute, and when you see this video, you understand that you are not alone. You are not the only one who's afraid. You're not the only one who's scared. You're not the only one who's sad. You're not the only one that's feeling things. Everyone hurts a little bit. And it's okay. And I promise you things will get better. I want you to be here to see them. Suicide's not the answer. Hurting yourself is never the answer. You just need to be able to find yourself, and when no one else believes in you, you need to believe in yourself. And respect yourself. Someone out there loves you. And I love you, for sure. So, please, stop thinking you're not worth it. Stop thinking you're not beautiful. Stop thinking you're ugly and that you don't deserve what you have and that you don't deserve what's coming. Life has a way of showing you that if something bad happens, something good will happen. I promise. I love you, and be strong.